translation of Sahih Bukhari, Book 69, Drinks. Volume 7, Book 69, number 481, narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's Apostle said, "Whoever drinks alcoholic drinks in the world and does not repent before dying, will be deprived of it in the hereafter." Number 482, narrated Abu Hurairah, on the night Allah's Apostle was taken on a night journey, 2 cups, one containing wine and the other milk, were presented to him at Jerusalem. He looked at it and took the cup of milk. Gabriel said, "Praise be to Allah who guided you to al-fitra, the right path. If you had taken the cup of wine, your nation would have gone astray." Number 483, narrated Anas, "I heard from Allah's Apostle a narration which none other than I will narrate to you." The Prophet said, "From among the portents of the hour are the following. General ignorance in religious affairs will prevail, religious knowledge will decrease, illegal sexual intercourse will prevail, alcoholic drinks will be drunk in abundance, men will decrease and women will increase, so much so that for every 50 women there will be one man to look after them." Number 484, narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet said, "An adulterer, at the time he is committing illegal sexual intercourse, is not a believer. And a person, at the time of drinking an alcoholic drink, is not a believer. And a thief, at the time of stealing, is not a believer." Ibn Shihab said, "Abdul Malik bin Abi Bakr bin Abdurrahman bin al-Harith bin Hisham told me that Abu Bakr used to narrate that narration to him on the authority of Abu Hurairah. He used to add that Abu Bakr used to mention, besides the above cases, and he who robs takes illegally something by force while the people are looking at him, is not a believer at the time he is robbing taking." Number 485, narrated Ibn Umar, "Alcoholic drinks were prohibited by Allah when there was nothing of its special kind of wine in Medina." Number 486, narrated Anas, "Alcoholic drinks were prohibited at the time we could rarely find wine made from grapes in Medina, for most of our liquors were made from unripe and ripe dates." Number 487, narrated Ibn Umar, "Umar stood up on the pulpit and said, 'Now then, prohibition of alcoholic drinks had been revealed, and these drinks are prepared from 5 things, that is grapes, dates, honey, wheat or barley, and an alcoholic drink is that disturbs the mind.'" Number 488, narrated Anas bin Malik, "I was serving Abu Ubaidah, Abu Talha and Ubay bin Ka with a drink prepared from ripe and unripe dates. Then somebody came to them and said, 'Alcoholic drinks have been prohibited.' On hearing that, Abu Talha said, 'Get up, O Anas, and throw it out.' So I threw it out." Number 489, narrated Anas, "While I was waiting on my uncles and serving them with wine prepared from dates, and I was the youngest of them, it was said, 'Alcoholic drinks have been prohibited.' So they said to me, 'Throw it away.' So I threw it away." Number 490, narrated Anas bin Malik, "Alcoholic drinks were prohibited. At that time these drinks used to be prepared from unripe and ripe dates." Number 491, narrated Aisha, Allah's Apostle was asked about al-bit. He said, "All drinks that intoxicate are unlawful to drink." Number 492, narrated Aisha, Allah's Apostle was asked about al-bit, a liquor prepared from honey which the Yemenites used to drink. Allah's Apostle said, "All drinks that intoxicate are unlawful to drink." Number 492b, Anas bin Malik said Allah's Apostle said, "Do not make drinks in ad-duba nor in al-mazafat." Abu Hurairah used to add to them al-hantaman and makir. Number 493, narrated Ibn Umar, Umar delivered a sermon on the pulpit of Allah's Apostle, saying, "Alcoholic drinks were prohibited by divine order, and these drinks used to be prepared from 5 things, that is, grapes, dates, wheat, barley and honey. Alcoholic drink is that disturbs the mind." Umar added, "I wish Allah's Apostle had not left us before he had given us definite verdicts concerning 3 matters, that is, how much a grandfather may inherit of his grandson, the inheritance of al-kalala, the deceased person among whose heirs there is no father or son, and various types of riba usury." Number 494, narrated Umar, "Alcoholic drinks are prepared from 5 things, that is, raisins, dates, wheat, barley and honey." Number 494v, narrated Abu Amir or Abu Malik al-Ash'ari, that he heard the Prophet saying, "From among my followers there will be some people who will consider illegal sexual intercourse, the wearing of silk, the drinking of alcoholic drinks and the use of musical instruments, as lawful. And there will be some people who will stay near the side of a mountain, and in the evening their shepherd will come to them with their sheep and ask them for something, but they will say to him, 'Return to us tomorrow.' Allah will destroy them during the night and will let the mountain fall on them, and he will transform the rest of them into monkeys and pigs, and they will remain so till the day of resurrection." Number 495, narrated Sahih Abu Zayd as-Sa'idi came and invited Allah's Apostle on the occasion of his wedding. His wife, who was the bride, was serving them. Do you know what drink she prepared for Allah's Apostle? She had soaked some dates in water in a tur overnight. Number 496, narrated Jabir, Allah's Apostle forbade the use of certain containers, but the Ansar said, "We cannot dispense with them." The Prophet then said, "If so, then use them." Number 497, narrated Abdullah bin Amr, when the Prophet forbade the use of certain containers that were used for preparing alcoholic drinks, somebody said to the Prophet, "But not all the people can find skins." So he allowed them to use clay jars not covered with pitch. Number 498, narrated Ali, the Prophet forbade the use of ad-duba and al-mazafat. Number 500, narrated Ibrahim, I asked Al-Aswad, "Did you ask Aisha, mother of the believers, about the containers in which it is disliked to prepare non-alcoholic drinks?" He said, "Yes." I said to her, "O mother of the believers, what containers did the Prophet forbid to use for preparing non-alcoholic drinks?" She said, "The Prophet forbade us, his family, to prepare non-alcoholic drinks in ad-duba and al-mazafat." I asked, "Didn't you mention al-jar and al-hanam?" She said, "I tell what I have heard. Shall I tell you what I have not heard?" Number 501, narrated Ash-Shaybani, I heard Abdullah bin Abi Awfa saying, "The Prophet forbade the use of green jars." I said, "Shall we drink out of white jars?" He said, "No." Number 502, narrated Sahal bin Sa'd, Abu Zayd as-Sa'idi invited the Prophet to his wedding banquet. At that time his wife was serving them and she was the bride. She said, "Do you know what kind of syrup I soaked made for Allah's Apostle?" I soaked some dates in water in a tur bowl overnight. Number 503, narrated Abu al-Jurayya, I asked Ibn Abbas about al-Badhak. He said, Muhammad prohibited alcoholic drinks before it was called al-Badhak by saying, "Any drink that intoxicates is unlawful." I said, "What about good lawful drinks?" He said, "Apart from what is lawful and good, all other things are unlawful and not good, unclean al-Kabith." Number 504, narrated Aisha, the Prophet used to like sweet edible things and honey. Number 505, narrated Anas, while I was serving Abu Talha, Abu Dujana and Abu Suhail bin al-Bayda with a drink made from a mixture of unripe and ripe dates, alcoholic drinks, were made unlawful, whereupon I threw it away, and I was their butler and the youngest of them, and we used to consider that drink as an alcoholic drink in those days. Number 506, narrated Jabir, the Prophet forbade the drinking of alcoholic drinks prepared from raisins, dates, unripe dates and fresh ripe dates. Number 507, narrated Abu Qatada, the Prophet forbade the mixing of ripe and unripe dates and also the mixing of dates and raisins for preparing a syrup, but the syrup of each kind of fruit should be prepared separately. One may have such drinks as long as it is fresh. Number 508, narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Apostle was presented a bowl of milk and a bowl of wine on the night he was taken on a journey al-Miraj. Number 509, narrated al-Fadl, the people doubted whether Allah's Apostle was fasting or the day of Arafat or not. So I sent a cup containing milk to him and he drank it. Number 510, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Abu Humayd brought a cup of mix from a place called al-Naqi. Allah's Apostle said to him, "Will you not cover it, even by placing a stick across it?" Number 511, narrated Jabir, Abu Humayd, an Ansari man, came from an-Naqi carrying a cup of milk to the Prophet. The Prophet said, will you not cover it even by placing a stick across it? Number 512, narrated Al-Bara, the Prophet came from Mecca with Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr said, we passed by a shepherd and at that time Allah's apostle was thirsty. I milked a little milk in a bowl and Allah's apostle drank till I was pleased. Suraka bin Jusham came to us riding a horse chasing us. The Prophet invoked evil upon him, whereupon Suraka requested him not to invoke evil upon him, in which case he would go back. The Prophet agreed. Number 513, narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's apostle said, the best object of charity is a she-camel which has newly given birth and gives plenty of milk, or a she-goat which gives plenty of milk, and is given to somebody to utilize its milk by milking one bowl in the morning and one in the evening. Number 514, narrated Ibn Abbas, Allah's apostle drank milk and then rinsed his mouth and said, it contains fat. The Prophet added, I was raised to the lote tree and saw 4 rivers, 2 of which were coming out and 2 going in. Those which were coming out were the Nile and the Euphrates, and those which were going in were 2 rivers and paradise. Then I was given 3 bowls, one containing milk, and another containing honey, and a third containing wine. I took the bowl containing milk and drank it. It was said to me, you and your followers will be on the right path of Islam. Number 515, narrated Anas bin Malik, Abu Talha had the largest number of deteplums from amongst the Ansars of Medina. The dearest of his property to him was Buri'a garden which was facing the Prophet's mosque. Allah's apostle used to enter it and drink of its good fresh water. When the holy verse, by no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend in charity of that which you love, Quran 3 verse 92 was revealed, Abu Talha got up and said, O Allah's apostle, Allah says, by no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend of that which you love, and the dearest of my property to me is the Buri'a garden and I want to give it in charity in Allah's cause, seeking to be rewarded by Allah for that. So you can spend it, O Allah's apostle, wherever Allah instructs you. Allah's apostle said, good. That is a perishable or profitable wealth. Abdullah is in doubt as to which word was used. He said, I have heard what you have said, but in my opinion you'd better give it to your kith and kin. On that Abu Talha said, I will do so, O Allah's apostle. Abu Talha distributed that garden among his kith and kin and cousins. Number 516, narrated Anas bin Malik, I saw Allah's apostle drinking milk. He came to my house and I milked a sheep and then mixed the milk with water from the well for Allah's apostle. He took the bowl and drank, while on his left there was sitting Abu Bakr, and on his right there was a Bedouin. He then gave the remaining milk to the Bedouin and said, the right first. Number 517, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Allah's apostle and one of his companions entered upon an Ansari man and the Prophet said to him, if you have water kept overnight in a water skin, give us, otherwise we will drink water by putting our mouth in it. The man was watering his garden then. He said, O Allah's apostle, I have water kept overnight. Let us go to the shade. So he took them both there and poured water into a bowl and milked a domestic goat of his in it. Allah's apostle drank, and then the man who had come along with him, drank. Number 518, narrated Aisha, the Prophet used to like sweet edible things, syrup, etc. and honey. Number 519, narrated Anazil, all came to the gate of the courtyard of the mosque and drank water while he was standing and said, some people dislike to drink while standing, but I saw the Prophet drinking water as you have seen me doing now. Number 520, narrated Anazil bin Sabra, Ali offered the Zuhr prayer and then sat down in the wide courtyard of the Mosque of Kufa in order to deal with the affairs of the people till the Asr prayer became due. Then water was brought to him and he drank of it, washed his face, hands, head and feet. Then he stood up and drank the remaining water while he was standing and said, some people dislike to drink water while standing, thought the Prophet did as I have just done. Number 521, narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet drank Zamzam water while standing. Number 522, narrated al-Fadl, daughter of al-Harith, that she sent a bowl of milk to the Prophet while he was standing at Arafat in the afternoon of the day of Arafat. He took it in his hands and drank it. Narrated Abu Nadar. The Prophet was on the back of his camel. Number 523, narrated Anas bin Malik, milk mixed with water was brought to Allah's Apostle while a Bedouin was on his right and Abu Bakr was on his left. He drank of it and then gave it to the Bedouin and said, the right first. Number 524, narrated Sahih bin Sa'd, Allah's Apostle was offered something to drink. He drank of it while on his right was a boy and on his left were some elderly people. He said to the boy, may I give these elderly people first? The boy said, by Allah, O Allah's Apostle, I will not give up my share from you to somebody else. On that Allah's Apostle placed a cup in the hand of that boy. Number 525, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, the Prophet and one of his companions entered upon an Ansari man. The Prophet and his companion greeted the man and he replied, O Allah's Apostle, let my father and mother be sacrificed for you. It is hot, while he was watering his garden. The Prophet asked him, if you have water kept overnight in a water skin, give us, or else we will drink by putting our mouths in the basin. The man was watering the garden. The man said, O Allah's Apostle, I have water kept overnight in a water skin. He went to the shade and poured some water into a bowl and milked some milk from a domestic goat in it. The Prophet drank and then gave the bowl to the man who had come along with him to drink. Number 526, narrated Anas, I was waiting on my uncles, serving them with an alcoholic drink prepared from dates, and I was the youngest of them. Suddenly it was said that alcoholic drinks had been prohibited. So they said to me, throw it away. And I threw it away. The sub-narrator said, I asked Anas what their drink was made from. He replied, from ripe dates and unripe dates. Number 527, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Allah's Apostle said, when night falls or when it is evening, stop your children from going out, for the devils spread out at that time. But when an hour of the night has passed, release them and close the doors and mention Allah's name, for Satan does not open a closed door. Tie the mouth of your water skin and mention Allah's name. Cover your containers and utensils and mention Allah's name. Cover them even by placing something across it, and extinguish your lamps. Number 528, narrated Jabir, Allah's Apostle said, extinguish the lamps when you go to bed. Close your doors. Tie the mouths of your water skins, and cover the food and drinks. I think he added, even with a stick you place across the container. Number 529, narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Allah's Apostle forbade the bending of the mouths of water skins for the sake of drinking from them. Number 530, narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, I heard Allah's Apostle forbidding the drinking of water by bending the mouths of water skins, that is, drinking from the mouths directly. Number 531, narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Apostle forbade drinking directly from the mouth of a water skin or other leather containers and forbade preventing one's neighbor from fixing a peg in the wall of one's house. Number 532, narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet forbade the drinking of water directly from the mouth of a water skin. Number 534, narrated Abu Qatada, Allah's Apostle said, when you drink water, do not breathe in the vessel. And when you urinate, do not touch your penis with your right hand. And when you cleanse yourself after defecation, do not use your right hand. Number 535, narrated Umama bin Abdullah, Anas used to breathe twice or thrice in the vessel while drinking and used to say that the Prophet used to take 3 breaths while drinking. Number 536, narrated Ibn Abi Layla, while Hadith was at Madain, he asked for water. The chief of the village brought him a silver vessel. Hudayfa threw it away and said, I have thrown it away because I told them not to use it, but he has not stopped using it. The Prophet forbade us to wear clothes of silk or dibaj, and to drink in gold or silver utensils, and said, these things are for them unbelievers in this world and for you Muslims in the hereafter. Number 537, narrated Hudayfa, the Prophet said, do not drink in gold or silver utensils, and do not wear clothes of silk or dibaj, for these things are for them unbelievers in this world and for you in the hereafter. Number 538, narrated Salama, the wife of the Prophet, Allah's apostle said, "He who drinks in silver utensils is only filling his abdomen with hellfire." Number 539, narrated Al-Bara bin Azib, Allah's apostle ordered us to do 7 things and forbade us from 7. He ordered us to visit the sick, to follow funeral processions, to say to a sneezer, "May Allah bestow His mercy on you," if he says, "Praise be to Allah," to accept invitations, to greet everybody, to help the oppressed and to help others to fulfill their oaths. He forbade us to wear gold rings, to drink in silver utensils, to use ma'athir silicon carpets placed on saddles, to wear al-kisi a kind of silicon cloth, to wear silk, dibaj or istabrak 2 kinds of silk. Number 540 narrated al-Fadl, that the people were in doubt whether the Prophet was fasting on the day of Arafat or not, so a wooden drinking vessel full of milk was sent to him, and he drank it. Number 541, narrated Sahih bin Sa'd, an Arab lady was mentioned to the Prophet, so he asked Abu Zayd as-Sa'idi to send for her, and he sent for her and she came and stayed in the castle of Bani Sa'idah. The Prophet came out and went to her and entered upon her. Behold, it was a lady sitting with a drooping head. When the Prophet spoke to her, she said, "I seek refuge with Allah from you." He said, "I grant you refuge from me." They said to her, "Do you know who this is?" She said, "No." They said, "This is Allah's apostle who has come to command your hand in marriage." She said, "I am very unlucky to lose this chance." Then the Prophet and his companions went towards the shed of Bani Sa'idah and sat there. Then he said, "Give us water, O Sahal." So I took out this drinking bowl and gave them water in it. The sub-narrator added, Sahal took out for us that very drinking bowl and we all drank from it. Later on Umar bin Abdul Aziz requested Sahal to give it to him as a present, and he gave it to him as a present. Number 542, narrated Asim al-Awwal, I saw the drinking bowl of the Prophet with Anas bin Malik, and it had been broken, and he had mended it with silver plates. That drinking bowl was quite wide and made of nadar wood. Anas said, I give water to the Prophet in that bowl more than so and so for a long period. Ibn Sirin said, around that bowl there was an iron ring, and Anas wanted to replace it with a silver or gold ring, but Abu Talha said to him, do not change a thing that Allah's apostle has made. So Anas left it as it was. Number 543, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, I was with the Prophet and the time for the Asr prayer became due. We had no water with us except a little which was put in a vessel and was brought to the Prophet. He put his hand into it and spread out his fingers and then said, come along. Hurry up. All those who want to perform ablution. The blessing is from Allah. I saw the water gushing out from his fingers. So the people performed the ablution and drank, and I tried to drink more of that water beyond my thirst and capacity, for I knew that it was a blessing. The sub-narrator said, I asked Jabir, how many persons were you then? He replied, we were 1,400 men. Salim said Jabir said, 1,500.